I'm Julie.
And I'm Mike.
And this is State of the Arts. Your inside look.
Oh, there's more.
Hi, I'm Julie.
And I'm Mike.
And this is State of the Arts.
Your inside look at everything visual and performing arts at Texas Tech.
Take a look at how Texas Tech is bringing arts to after-school programs in East Lubbock.
LSAP stands for the East Lubbock Student Arts Promise. Really, what we want to do out there is give kids exposure to the visual and performing arts. For me personally, I've had a couple of students that when I first got into the program, they seemed genuinely disinterested in the program. They didn't really seem like they wanted to be there. But over time, and after interacting with them, I figured out that they really did want to be there. They just weren't sure if they were really allowed to express themselves in that way.
Every week we have a different thing, so whether it's working on rhythms for the day or we're working on singing and working on different intervals and stuff like that, so we'll sing songs with the specific intervals.
I moved to America when I was either like 7 or 8, and I didn't speak any English, so doing like normal things as an elementary student was really hard. But music was one of the only classes I felt really safe in, and because of the language barrier, I had a lot of trouble making friends. But through music, because of the activities that music requires, I guess, I was kind of like forced to make friends in a way, and that was like a starting point of me getting interested in music. As I got older for middle school and high school, I chose to play flute and I joined band, and that was like a similar situation for me where at a new environment that I wasn't comfortable and familiar with, I was able to make a lot of friends really easily and very fast.
Getting to know the kids has been like a great experience. Just getting to see them whenever I do, they make me happy, and I hope that I make them happy by giving them music.
I want to be able to provide good education that as much as I can, and also create that safe environment for all the future little ducklings as well.
This is always where it's really awkward and I don't know how to start things, so he's going to edit all this out. Or he won't, because he's a jerk. So hello, we are here with Paul Kortemeier.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Paul, we just got back from KCACTF, which we just looked up what it stands for because we remembered test for grad students.
Yes.
And it's Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival. Boom. Basically, this is a theater festival where we all compete in different events. Some people are nominated. Some people get to kind of submit their work for the festival competition, kind of. So, and then there are workshops that go on and so on and so forth. And you specifically competed in. You were in a directing scene and you did devised theater. Yeah?
Yes, that's correct.
Will you tell people what devised theater is?
We all start with a prompt, or what some people call a seed, a starting point, I like to say, and then we start as an ensemble making theater from that prompt. The prompt this year was, it's time to realign what our fathers have misaligned. And so one of the stories, for example, that I brought to the table was my dad and I fishing, and a mistake he made that was kind of, it was a personal story that has a lot of still like really important memories for me and my father. And so if you think about if all of us are bringing stories like that to the table, not necessarily that those stories are specifically told, but we all have those connections to piece, and so we really bond as an ensemble, and the piece that we make is very meaningful to us. that we built. The way we built the piece last year is that there were two sides because it was about, I forget the specific prompt, you'll have to forgive me, but it was about helping people over the walls that we've built, kind of centered on the wall. And so we had the show set up so that like audiences were seated on either side. And if you're on this side, you only see this part of the show. If you're on that side, you only see this part. And there was two simultaneous scenes going on at the same time. And on my side, I was involved in kind of a scene that was involved with the survivor guilt of people that have emigrated to places like the United States and then seeing their family members still have hard times, whether it's a refugee situation or whatever, and the separation of families because of emigration and immigration. And so I'm going through all that, and I'm devastated over here. And meanwhile, there's this bizarre scene on the other side with our other ensemble members, Stephen and Lydia, in which both had graduated, but Stephen was getting, as the white male is getting all the accolades. And then there's a moment where he comes through a door, and I'm devastated, and there's Pomp and Circumstance playing, and I have just this like, what? Moment as I look up and Stephen comes through with this diploma with this very smug smile on his face and everyone's clapping him. And it was just such a bizarre but also really like, I don't know, gnarly moment. And it's just that's one that stands out for me.
Do you ever hit a point where you're just like, yeah, we're definitely not going to use that?
Yeah, for sure. Last night, in a moment of improv, I used the phrase flower power. And I thought, maybe that's not going to fit in with Shere Khan in the Jungle Book. And I love this because I think this is a good example of how KCACTF has grown. Because I went with my father to KCACTF as a kid because he was a college professor at a small liberal arts drama school in the Midwest. And from my memory, it was mostly traditional plays and Iron Ryan's.
Iron Ryan's is an acting competition, so students get nominated for their work in school productions. So a representative will come out and be like, oh, these people they really went above my expectations, or they blew me away. So those people get nominated to compete with partners of their choosing at this Irene Ryan's Fest.
So there's that, and then certain colleges bring shows to present to the rest of the festival. But then there's also dramaturgy now, and stuff like the devised initiatives, which is what it's called. So there's just so many things that you can get involved with from all different angles coming into theater at the festival. So I think it's really a valuable event. Yeah, it's like every year you see that all the schools bring their A game, and so it just makes everyone better. Yeah.
Texas Tech took like 50 plus students, right?
Yes.
And all students are performing things or presenting things, and we do a showcase like a couple days before where we can all kind of watch everybody else's pieces. And I don't know about you, but I felt super motivated by seeing all these people because everybody really does like, this is very important. Like people bring their A game. They're like, this is my chance to like really put in a lot of work, and I think it showed with, all the undergrads that were competing, and graduate students too, obviously, but and we took home a lot of awards. I'm sure we can throw a list up somewhere. Yeah, maybe not, but yeah, it was. It's a big
very proud of us. Part of my summers, whenever I can, I go up to Alaska and I drive a tour boat, and it's all narrated and there's corny jokes. There's on the tour that I most recently been doing. It's centered around seeing bald eagles because they're everywhere in Alaska. It's crazy, and there's this privately owned land that we kind of cruise by right as we get out of the dock, and there's they've erected this big large white cross. It's very majestic and it's lit up at night. Well, if we're lucky, there's a bald eagle that sits on top of the cross, and we can get really close to it. So people are taking pictures, and my favorite line to say there is, now ladies and gentlemen, that's what we call a bird of prey. So that's one of many corny jokes.
So I was talking to my buddy the other day because I went to see a show with him, and he left like during intermission. Oh. Yeah, he left during intermission. Wow. Big no, don't do that. Yeah. And I asked him, I was like, dude, what's the deal? Why did you leave? And he's like, well, I was looking in the program and it said Act 2 1 year later. So
Oh my gosh.
Sit around and
Yeah. Well, it was a joke, man.
okay then. Well, back to the birds joke. Oh, we're starting with the drum roll.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And now, time to hit the bricks with Aaron.
Yay! Let's get a second take.
Yeah.
Oh, it starts with me. Gotcha.
Yeah,
think
I'll
that's
start talking
hilarious.
first, I think, because it's really long and we run out of drum roll. And now it's time to hit the bricks with Aaron. Our timers
When
was
does the drum roll
so
start?
off.
Okay.
With Aaron.
Aaron.
Damn it.
And now it's time to hit the bricks with Aaron.
YouTube, this is Aaron Chavarria, your college recruiter for visual and performing arts here in beautiful Memorial Circle with Anna Kim, one of our music majors.
Hi.
Anna, what's your specific majors?
So I'm double majoring with music education and violin performance.
Awesome. So we're about to go ask a few students. She's going to play a couple of tunes, pop and classical, a little of each, right?
Oh yeah.
And then we're going to see if they know the names as well as the artists behind them. Let's go. So Anna's gonna play a song, and then you just have to guess what you think it is. Okay?
A different German dude.
Starts with a B. Yeah. Can you guess?
I know the following.
Close.
There was a movie about a dog.
Oh, Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Yes.
Hey, there you go. Let's switch to something more pop. We'll do that.
Sounds familiar.
He's a redhead English dude.
Redhead English dude. I thought that was the Ed Sheeran song for a bit, but oh, it is.
Yeah,
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Shireen. Yeah, I like that. I like that name better.
No clue.
Okay, it's three guys.
Three guys.
They're all named the same thing.
The Joe Bros.
I've never heard it called that. That's awesome.
It's a tango piece.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Latin roots gave me that.
All right, let's do it. Do you know another tango one off the top of your head? Let's do another tango.
Not a tango one.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have tango at Texas Tech School of Music. Shout out to tango.
I don't know it, but it sounds pretty.
I know this one.
Katy Perry.
But what's the song?
Wait.
Oh, please.
Firework, right? Yeah.
Fireworks! Yay! Can we do some fireworks? Do some, well, I mean, not you guys. Like.
Glad we had segue into our bit. This has been State of the Arts. Okay. Come back.
Oh my gosh.
Don't leave me.
Fuck.
My coronavirus.
This has been State of the Arts.
Coronavirus. Big shout out to all the theater students that won awards at KCACTF this past week. We got awards in directing, dramaturgy, acting, musical theater, design, you name it.
That's it.
This has been State of the Arts.